Today we're here to talk about continuous natural pivots for waltz. I call this the $1 million move because you're going to spend about $1 million in private lessons to learn it. But today I'm going to give you my best tips and tricks so you can look great on the social dance floor doing pivots. All right, let's take a look at it first. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, 3, 1, and 2, 3. All right, to do pivots in waltz, there's 3 things we need to be able to do. Number 1, we need to have the ability within our own body to pivot forward and back. So we're going to count that as number 1. We have to have an ability to stay connected to our partner, and then we have the pattern itself. But if we don't pivot within our bodies, the other 2 don't matter. So let's start with that first. First thing I want you to do is as you step forward on a foot, I want you to stay low. So keep your these joints, your knees and your hip joints. If you can notice, if there was a wall above my head, I'm not raising up above that. So I need to have the ability within my joints to rock forward and back. And you can just rock through your feet, leaders and followers. Second part is we're going to have to step forward and pivot a half turn. That's going to be the easier of the 2. The forward part of the pivot's the easier. The person going forward's driving the power. It's easier. We can make a big step. This is the easy part. But what I want you to do is make that pivot and stay balanced over the ball of that right foot. So if we do that again, because you have to have the ability to pivot and stay balanced over that foot. That's the easy half. Here's the hard part. After we make that first pivot, a half turn, we have all that energy going forward. So here with the left foot, we're going to have to keep this closer and underneath us to be able to absorb onto that foot. So we need to be able to absorb onto that foot. Now you might have this right foot push off the heel. That's totally fine. So I can get to that foot. After I get to that foot, I'm going to pivot a half turn on that foot. I call this the corkscrew. So there's all these official people on YouTube. I like to teach social dancers. This is my way of thinking about it. I make the first pivot, everything's good. Here I need to make sure this foot's close enough to me that I can get to it, and as I land on it, I need to corkscrew down and stay on this leg, because this leg needs to then provide the energy for the next pivot. So let's do 2 of these in a row. 2 forwards and 2 backs. So we step forward and pivot, we step back and pivot. We step forward and pivot, we step back and pivot. If you notice, you want to leave the correct side of your body aligned with that foot, meaning I don't want to twist too much off myself. I want to leave my right side positive and then my left side back. My right side positive and my left side back. So practice that on your own, and let's partner up and talk about how we stay connected. This is how we stay connected. My right side to Megan's right side. So as a drill, you can just practice doing this by yourself and feeling your own partner's legs and weight change. Then we can take this to little mini bits. So this is the second part, which is staying connected. So the goal is not the full pivot yet. We just have to have the ability within our own bodies to feel my partner moving and then see if I can create a little momentum and start to pivot around the room. If you start to become disconnected from each other, then revisit the first part, which is moving through the legs. So we're in the second part, though. We're assuming with rewind that you've got this. So we're moving through the legs, we're pivoting, and eventually we can see how far we can get around and see if we can achieve half turns. That's part number 2. Part number 3, let's put it in the pattern. We're going to cut, and we'll pick it up over there. All right, gang, we're going to enter this with a natural turn, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now we're in the position where the follower is moving forward. We're going to dance the first set in basic time, 1, 2, 3. So as I'm lowering, Megan is going to have the power coming through on the first one. I have to just work through my pivot to get out of the way. So we're here on 1, 2, 3. We're going to count this 1, 2, 3 the whole time. Our first 3 pivots, 1, 2, 3. This 3 doesn't stop here. I land on that left foot, and my 3 continues so that I enter my 1 moving forward again. That's going to stay true during this entire set, at least the way we've structured it here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm shortening my hand there because of the wall, but you see that last pivot comes all the way around. Now we're going to syncopate these 1 and 2, 3. Let's do it all the way from the top. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, 3. That's the next part. Let's practice that again. So it's the same action of the pivoting. We're just syncopating them. So we have to get good at them in this position, right? We have to get good at it through basic time, and then we're going to use that momentum to carry it through the syncopation. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, 3. Now we have to exit this with a turning lock. So from here, leaders, I'm going to step back 1 and 2 to get the promenade position. The key to that is there's 2 keys. Let's go back to the first one because there's a lot of momentum we're going to have to deal with from the followers to be able to effectively communicate. So here's the first one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 1 and. Right here on 2, I'm going to make sure I take her head weight that way. 2, 3. So I kind of kill the momentum. Now I have the lock. Megan has a long way to go. I have a short way to go. So leader's footwork is going to be very small. I'm going to step back, cross, slightly side, turning the promenade position. Yes? But I'm going to have a lot of momentum, and if I try to do this quickly, or rather with all that momentum, I'm going to outpace Megan, and she's never going to get around the corner. So from here, I have to be small, 1 and 2. A good rule, again, not being super official, I want to make sure my right foot is between her feet. That way, I'm going to be in the leader's position ahead of her in promenade position. Now, that's a pretty tricky way to get in and out of pivots. If you want to see another way we do it socially, you can watch this video right here. And if you haven't yet been over to our website, socialdanceonline.com, you can sign up right here free. We have a cool online platform, including an app in the Apple Store and Google Play. We'll see you on a dance floor soon.